Hi, this is Rich Coles from Productive. We're all about innovating and helping drive efficiency for people within Smartsheet and unlocking that potential. And I'm particularly excited to share this new innovation which I have created, and it is in result of a challenge that someone set me in terms of how can I get a weekly reminder for people on project teams working across multiple projects that just comes to me if I've got tasks to do for that week. So we looked at this one and said, pretty tricky. And then I've just cracked a solution. Now, it is a complex solution, be warned. It requires the use of Pivot app from Smartsheet as well, which is, if you've got advanced work management, it'll be part of the package or part of advanced plans, or you might have it as a separate advanced application. This solution particularly works with Control Center as well, where you're automatically creating your projects, but it can work if you're manually running a PMO and manually creating the projects and adding them into your reports. So what is this? Let me show you what it's all about. But before I do, as a quick reminder, at Productive, we're all about unlocking that potential. We solve problems for people around the world and help them build out fantastic solutions for their PMOs, for their project management offices, helping them transform how they operate and operate more efficiently. If you're interested in any support on that bit, please do get in touch, or please like, subscribe, etc. for these videos so that then others who are interested in the same content will get them and know and get some tips. And I know lots of people have taken these and just used them to really help them move their solutions forwards on their own, which is absolutely fantastic. So no further ado, let's dive in. Here I'm looking at the dashboard for Demo Productive. Here's the personalized task view. And you can see that Demo Productive has got these two projects that are overdue tasks and block tasks. If I go to a different portfolio, which is for Alejandra's got different views in here. This is because the personalized views, one of my favorite features within Smartsheet is the current user filter. And it only shows the items for the person who's logged in, which means you've got one single dashboard, but it shows what's ever relevant to that one person who's logged in. So on a weekly basis, these people get an email which tells them how many projects they've got that are active and what tasks, what are the names of the projects, how many tasks they've got to do, how many risks, issues, actions, decisions they've got open, and a link to then go and open it. So if you click on that link, it'll open the dashboard for that person and it'll show them what they've got ahead or what they're behind on for that week as well. All about driving efficiency. Then they can go into that one dashboard. Once they're in the dashboard, they can click onto it and say, okay, these are the tasks I've got to do. And they can go in and start updating this task to say, well, actually, this is now 50% complete. And okay, just say running late, for example, and they can update this bit and that will go into the main project. Again, in the main project, I just click on that link. This is going to take me to actual project plan. So you can see this is all going to the project. And this is all relative to, you can see what's happening in the side panel here is going to the specific project, which was cough stop. If I go back, it's going to go to all my project tasks. If I go back further, it's going to go to the overall view. And you can see now that this personalized view has been updated. Absolutely fantastic there. Done different videos on these personalized dashboards before. Again, love those. The focus now is actually how do I achieve this? So this is where the complexity comes in. I'm now going back to Demo Productive. And as I said, I'm using the Pivot app, which is fundamental to be able to do this bit. So how does it work? Just a reminder that Demo Productive has also got their particular reminder, different 4 projects, 6 tasks and different numbers here, but the same link down below. So how's this all happening? It's happening because ultimately there's an output sheet, which I've called task RAID item pivot. And this is the output using Smartsheet Pivot app. And within the pivot, I've created a pivot table using a report that I've created called MPD task RAID list by person for pivot. And what I've done is I've just simply brought in all reports. You can see it's got 36 different sheets. So these are all the different projects that are running, and it's bringing in both the schedules and the risk or RAID logs for each project. If I just go back to Alejandra's view, for example, and just dive into cough stop, let's just go back here just so you can see. So if we go into here, you can see that all the various projects that are running, Alpha, Breathe, etc. These projects, they're all brought in, and this is where Control Center comes in, because it does it automatically for you, or you can do it manually. Again, if you've got the opportunity to use Control Center, highly recommended. So all these come in automatically. I then set up the filter in terms of the sheet selected. So it goes through and it brings in all the various sheets, and you can see I've got raid logs and I've got the schedules, etc. on there. I bring in the primary column, even though it's a raid log or a schedule, the primary column, you can rename it to be whatever you want. So I've called it item in this case. And fundamentally, the important bit is both in the schedule and the raid log, I've created a column called item type. And so in the raid log, it says whether it's a risk, action, issue, decision. And in the schedule, it just says everything is a task. They've both got the column of who's the owner of that action, risk, schedule, task item. And in each of them, they've also got a column called project. So it just comes together beautifully here. By having this, I can then say create a pivot app, which pulls off that item and goes in, and I've got the owner and the project. I'm saying the item type and the values, it counts them. And what it does is it then creates this pivot. This is the output of what it creates automatically for me. So it lists by the project name, the number of tasks, etc., and the parent row sums it up. That's what's so fantastic here. Now, because this is the primary column, you need to add in your own column, which is a contact column, to help make sure that then an automation can go to this person. Again, because no one sees the sheet, you don't have to do anything fancy with it. There's no formatting, etc. It's a bit ugly. But I've also got a column I've added in where I get it to say, what are the names of the projects that sit below? So you've got a little formula underneath here, which brings that up. And again, here, it's just a form. That formula is just literally taking the name here. And then the project count, it's the children at row. So once you've got that there, with a little automation, add in the automation, a weekly alert to review user task, risk, action, issue, decision dashboard. And I've got it in here. And what I'm doing is I've written projects, and then I'm using the field name. You can see in the squiggly brackets, that's the field name, and it brings in, and that's how it creates those little numbers each time. If I just go to here, that's how it says tasks, and then you put the field name in, and it's got 6. What it's doing, just coming back to here, is it's going tasks, and it's got the number of the tasks there, or projects. It's got the name of the projects. So just going back to here, you can see the projects, and it's listed all the projects from the project column. I just send the message out. I set it so it goes out at 8 o'clock every Monday morning, and hey presto, it sends, and off we go. So just going back into, you can see projects, etc., and how that works. So again, slightly more complex in terms of the solutions I've done. However, if you want to see a process flow on this for a bit more help, I'm going to drop a link in so that you can go and download the process flow of how I've designed it. If you need more detail, again, many of you will see this and go, got it, haven't realized. And so then you'll be able to build this yourself. If you want some help in building it, please do get in touch, and we're always here to help. Again, our mission at Productive is to help unlock the potential of what you can achieve with Smartsheet to help your organizations operate more efficiently and to help you ultimately succeed. This we do, and we love doing it, and we love hearing from more challenges that people have got. So if you've got a gnarly challenge, let us know and we'll help fix it. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.